It's currently 4:47 a.m. I've had about 4.5 hours sleep, and I'm just waiting for Amir to get up before we get a Gamescom. In fact, there he is now. It's too early in the morning for anything. We've got 13 hours of travel ahead of us today and about 550 miles.
Yeah, I can't put my left sock on.
Off to a great start.
Okay, I got it. Okay, let's get out of here. It's cold.
This makes for some excellent camera work with this
Why?
with this suspension, because it's going to make everyone sick while we're on this road. It looks like a scene out of an earthquake movie.
It is in comfort mode.
No, but your road is pretty let's be honest.
It is a bit bumpy, yeah. Stupid corner. Right, I'm very grumpy. But yeah, first stop is to go acquire some fuel.
Well, I would assuming we would be going to the Eurotunnel through. Right, don't worry.
Are you trying to be a smartass?
I'm trying to be a smartass, but it's too early for me to actually.
Yeah, that's why I'm actually quite nice in the mornings, because I don't have enough in me to be an asshole.
That's short-lived, isn't it?
That is a police car behind me. You're probably wondering what this lunatic in a blacked out Mercedes is doing at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Probably drug dealing.
Yeah, that would be the preconceived notion. There are a lot of cars in the petrol station for 5 o'clock in the morning. Well, I guess people actually have jobs and stuff. So
Unlike you.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Speaking of, this is actually, by the way, this is part of my job technically.
We're gonna be early.
Very early.
Like how early?
Well, our train's at 11:20.
Yeah.
We're estimated to get there at 9:28.
That's discounted traffic though.
No, it's counting traffic. I could have stayed in bed for another hour. You said get out of bed at 4. I hate you.
4:30. 4:30.
I hate you so much right now. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm at a Shell garage and I've just filled up the car.
10 past 5. 10 past 5. Let's be honest.
10 past 5. I am exhausted. I'm already tired. I'm cranky. I'm sleepy. I want to go back to bed. But yeah. So it's how many hours was that? That's 4.5 hours to get to
Folkestone.
the tunnel. Yeah, and then an hour in the tunnel, and then about 5 hours to get to Cologne. 4 to 5 hours to get to Cologne, discounting any stops, so we can stop at places.
Yeah, the 800 of your fuel stops.
So actually, speaking of fuel stops, it's a good time to make a little disclaimer.
Well, and say hi to Shell as well.
Yeah, it's time to make a little disclaimer and say that HP have paid for us to go out to Gamescom. So it's always in the interest of ethics and all of that jazz. Yeah, they've paid for us to go out to Gamescom. They are paying for fuel. So, you know, if you have HP stock, sell it now, because their profits are gone, because they're paying for fuel for this thing all the way to Germany and back. And yeah, they've also paid for James to go out and do vloggy stuff on his camera.
To record all of the
horrible
things you get up to.
Yeah, to record all of that, and to record actually what we're doing on the show floor and stuff like that as well. So you guys get to see behind the scenes, and then you get to also see 5 o'clock in the morning. You get to see the glitz and glamour of like Gamescom, and then you also get to see the fact that we wake up at 4:30 in the morning to get there. But should be fine. It'll be a nice little trip.
It's part of the fun.
Yeah,
Ish.
sure, yeah. But yeah, we should best get on with the job of proceeding with haste. Not that we have to.
No.
How do you... Apple CarPlay, please. What the hell? That's not right. If CarPlay actually came up, I could show you. Why is it not doing CarPlay? Oh no, it is doing CarPlay. Am I just being an idiot? The answer to that is usually yes. Oh no, it says Apple. Right, there we are.
Literally right there.
Right. So you can see 9:31 arrival, 4 hours and 18 minutes to go, 266 miles to cover, and very old music on my dash. But yeah, so there we are, and yeah, we'll just get on with it, really. Shall we?
Let's go. Just getting onto the M5 now, which I'm sure at this time in the morning is going to be exceptionally busy.
It's going to be so busy at 5 o'clock in the morning. But it's good because we need to, make sure that the car's performing well and
Oh yeah.
It is really a critical safety issue to ensure that. Yep, that works. Engine's still attached to the car. All 4 wheels are attached to the car, and yeah, it's good. Critical safety check, everyone. In the interest of safety.
Armin is currently using the camera, so if it looks absolutely terrible, who's to blame.
I should actually put the strap on in case I.
In case you drop it.
In case I drop it, yeah. The James is currently we've made it a grand total of about
3 miles?
3 miles before he's like, stop, I want to stick some GoPros on the car. So now he's sat here just assembling a fucking GoPro mount.
It feels like Lego. That's the best way to describe it.
Yeah, and now we're just kind of sat here in a random parking lot just off the motorway while he does this. So welcome to the life of content creation, ladies and gents.
I could have gone back to bed.
This is what... If you fall asleep at any point on this road trip, I will actually slap you in the face. What?
I was trying to find the light and I accidentally hit the SOS button.
Did you hit it?
Yeah, so I cancelled it.
Oh, okay, cool. How did you manage to do that?
That looked like a light for a minute.
Well, yeah, but you're meant to. It pops open and then you press it.
I hit the little that one.
What? No, that actually calls a service center. He is a moron. This is mostly useless footage, and James, while he's editing this, will be kind of sat here going, what is this moron doing?
What is this moron doing?
Actually, there's precedent for a fun little game. Oh look, there's an idiot, look. But yeah, there's precedent for a fun little game, right? So, we've just stopped for fuel, right? Now it's, I don't know, it's about 600 miles roughly to get there. Okay, we've stopped for fuel. We're on a full tank now. I filled up half a tank, and it cost about £56 for half a tank. So what do you guys think it's gonna cost for us to get there and get back? Total fuel cost at the end of the trip. I've saved all the receipts, so I can tell you. Yeah, I mean, take a guess. Person who gets the closest gets absolutely nothing, to be frank. But you get bragging rights, I guess. I'll give you that. Oh, at these steps. Dun dun dun.
Right, so if anyone wonders why there's no GoPro footage in the vlog, we're £300 and a GoPro down. Just
What?
to let people know.
You what?
No, as in if there's no GoPro footage.
Oh
in the
right,
video,
okay, yeah. Okay, that's a good point. If you don't actually see GoPro footage from this, it means it has flown off the car.
Sat in the floor of a McDonald's parking lot at 5 in the morning.
Content creation, 5:30 in the morning.
You're just gonna sing that this whole time.
Yep, I'm gonna at different times during the day. I'm like, content creation, 7 o'clock in the morning. Welcome to the YouTuber Central Mobile.
At least we're not in a rush. It's like...
Well, it's good. This is why we left this early, I guess.
Yeah.
So we could do crap like this. Content creation. Content creation. Yeah, I'm done. Are we going?
With your segment of the video?
Are we going? Right. Let us proceed. This is unequivocally the worst road surface I have ever. It's so noisy. It's so just drony. I would literally. I'm pretty sure it's the worst road surface on Earth, if not the galaxy. Because I'd rather be driving on the surface of Mars than on this.
Speed camera reported ahead.
Well, thank you. It's time to not slow down because I was doing the speed limit and nothing more. Because I would never go above the speed limit because that's illegal, and doing illegal things is bad. This PSA was brought to you by Omen by HP. I'm having a nap. I'm not getting out, mate. I'm having a nap here. We have an hour spare. I'm gonna use that hour to nap.
No, we can't.
Why?
We gotta we can nap when we get there, Amir. Do you wanna tell everyone what services we're at in the most you way ever?
We are here at Fleet Services and we're going to yeet for the fleet. I hate myself. Honestly.
So we just had breakfast.
Well, yeah, you had breakfast. I had a meal for like 8 people. Which doesn't help with staying awake, but you know what does help with staying awake?
That enormous coffee you ordered.
That mocha, which has got 4 shots of espresso in it.
Jesus, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I just was. She was just like, I was like, oh yeah, two shots of espresso as well, because a mocha comes with 2, and he's like, yeah, no, it already has 2. And I went, no, 2 more, and he went, oh, and I'm like, load it up, daddy.
I did wonder why that guy, after he finished, like looked at you like, how is this guy alive?
Yeah, because mate, if you wake up at 5 a.m. and you have to drive for 13 hours, you do what it takes. You do what it takes. Yeah, but we're on the way now. We still have hour 39 to go.
99 miles.
We're very on time as well.
Yeah, 8:37.
Because we were meant to get there by 10:40, and we've just finished breakfast. We'll probably do a fuel stop on the other side, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah, we'll do a fuel stop on the other side of the Channel Tunnel. I'm a little bit more awake now, which is also kind of nice. He says. I will fall asleep at the wheel eventually.
Well, if this vlog never comes out, then...
Yeah, then you know why. But this footage, they can like find it and then recreate the vlog up until
This is your
point.
video will.
This is my video will. That guy's gonna... What the f*** is he doing? What
doesn't
a
care.
lunatic. He just went in between.
He's yeeting it at Fleet Services.
We yeet for fleet. have to cut that part. You're gonna have to cut that part. Are we done? Okay, we can resume from here. Yeah, we passed Starbucks. I didn't say anything.
Didn't say anything remotely rude, and
when merging onto the motorway, one must, get up to motorway speeds in an adequate time. It's a safety measure that this car is very good at. It's a very safe car, this, you get to do a lot of safety related items that, yeah, it's just fantastic. Slow down to a halt. If you slow down to a halt, I'm getting out and just going home.
Bit of a long way to walk from here.
I'll probably get home quicker than I will get over the stretch of M25.
Well, it's the first bit of traffic we've hit, at least, so.
The M25 is honestly just
bad.
It's hell.
Do you want to explain what the M25 is first to anyone who doesn't know UK motorways?
So they had a bright idea of they were like, okay, London's too big. How do we make it easier for people to get around London? I know, we'll build a road around London in a ring. So the M25 is that road. It's like a ring road. It's a motorway and it goes around the entirety of London. Thing is, what that means is everybody and their mother that lives outside of that ring road has to use that ring road to get into London, right? And most people live outside of London because, well, let's be honest, you are more likely to live outside of London than in, because London's prohibitively expensive. So what that means is around rush hour, the M25 is constipated. It's horrible. It is absolutely horrible. I'm thinking of a flowery way to describe it, but I'm too tired. But yeah, it's horrible. So I think it's cleared up now, so that's fine. It's alright. Could be worse. It's not rush hour yet.
Well, it is rush hour. It's 9 o'clock.
Yeah, but we're going the wrong way for rush hour.
Okay, true.
So we're leaving the UK. So. To pee.
Every time.
I really need to pee.
Do you want to tell us a little about the journey we're going to be taking today?
Car going, train going, whole come out in front. But yeah, it was a massive kind of tunneling exercise. Because what happens is you've got the two tunnels, so one going north, one going south, and then you've got the train tracks in it, obviously, but then you've got also escape routes and stuff like that, and service tunnels. That's really cool. So, it's to tunnel the entire thing. I was watching a TV show. They started on the two ends, and then to get the two ends under the tunnel and to actually meet with a degree of accuracy was like an enormous challenge, apparently. Not apparently, it definitely is. And the cost of drilling a tunnel like that is insanely expensive. So one can only imagine what this cost. Which is just insane. We've swapped cars there. That's the new car we're taking. It's the Aston Martin. Is that a Vanquish? I think that's a Vanquish. So, you know.
So actually, it's a bit of a downgrade.
Yeah, it really would be. The top end on that's quicker though. That'll do 200 and something miles an hour. We can only do 190. Only, so.
We're boarding at what time?
In 15 minutes.
15 minutes, okay,
Yeah.
that's not too bad.
Yeah, well, we're not boarding in 15 minutes. We're going through customs and immigration in 15 minutes. And then we go to board. Then we go into another line. And then we're there for like 20 minutes. And then we get on the train. So we still have like a ways to go.
So we've just passed through immigration and we're about to get on the train. Hopefully we've gone in the right direction. We're supposed to be following
Yeah, I don't.
14.
Yeah, 14. Well, yeah, so there's 4. What the? Where are we going? Are we going the right way?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
No.
Right. Cheers. Thanks. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, here we go.
So this is so we booked as a it's a little trick, but you book as a vehicle longer than 6 foot with a roof box, and then you get put in the big carriages instead of the narrow ones.
Yeah.
With no so it's a single deck carriage, and then you don't curb your rims up, which is much nicer. To halt, so we go in there basically, and then go under the Channel Tunnel.
Yeah.
Off in France. So you get the whole process of going into the.
Oh yeah, I will. Hello.
Oh man.
It's always interesting that it's weird to see a train like
Open
this.
like that.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird, but oh well.
No,
not again.
No.
This thing nearly during customs we had our windows open, and a gust of wind basically blew it like this, and I shit my pants a lot. There was much. Stay.
Wait, let me close my window.
There's much shittage of pants. Right, off we go. So it slowly does it.
Little bumpy.
I genuinely do wonder what the fastest anyone's ever been inside this train is.
We're not gonna find out. We are not finding out. No, we're not finding out.
Just tempted to just launch control.
And this is how we don't get to Gamescom, because we get arrested.
Yeah, so you get this nice wide, tall carriage, and you don't get bothered by curbing the rim or anything.
It's interesting as well. We should hopefully catch all these doors automatically shut.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting. Do we put chocks on the wheels as well, or is that?
They do. Yeah.
They put chocks on. The wheels.
Yeah.
It's always a because when we went to Gamescom last year, it's a weird sensation accelerating in the car but not actually moving.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's kind of weird. So they come. So what they'll do is they'll come along, and then they'll basically what they do is they squeeze everyone towards the front. So you get kind of push, and then you turn off the engine, and then you're just sat here for 40 minutes, and then you arrive on the other side in France. So
we're on the train now, and I think there's actually no one behind us, so we might get out and have a little bit of a walk around after we've started moving.
yeah, there's actually, it looks like a private train.
I mean, this is our private train. This is thanks to HP.
HP, Omen by HP, #ad books you the best trains.
No, they literally bought a train for us.
Yeah, they bought us a train.
Yeah.
They have bought us a train. Also, the interior lighting of the car, by the way, is Omen themed just for this trip. Just for this trip, because it's normally purple, but I've changed it to red just for this trip. So, your boy is on brand right now. How long does this take? 40 minutes?
45 minutes.
I'm gonna have a nap. Actually, hang on. There are some things we need to do for European driving. Do you remember?
Oh,
So-
we switched to.
Yeah, so you've got to go into the settings.
Right, let me catch this.
Go into settings, vehicle settings. Then you've got to find the thing. Oh, it's like
you easy entry
right.
exit, by the way.
Huh?
Are you easy entry exit?
I'm always easy entry exit. So when you turn the car on, you've got to go to this dip beams. There we go. So you go to dip beams, and then you got to change it to right side traffic. So it change literally the bulbs in the headlight will go now from like that, and they'll move to like that. So physically they'll move, which is really cool. And then we also have to do the European thing of going to system, display and styles, and this is very helpful. No, that's not it.
You on about changing the unit?
Yeah, it's down here, isn't it?
I thought it did it automatically.
It does, but I like to make sure. There it is, units, and then we go to KM. So we're
Yeah.
down in kilometers.
Yeah.
So literally everything here has just changed to KMH, but it gives you a little MPH thing down there, just so you have a rough idea of what you're doing with your life. But yeah, so now we're good. Now we're ready for European driving. That's what it takes to prepare an E63 for Europe.
So if anyone else has an E63 out there, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
One
Consumer
of
advice.
My favourite thing is there's actually this little clock down here, and it's synced up to the actual system time. So, oh, hello. When we arrive at the other end, it whizzes forward an hour.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Oh, a safety announcement, right?
Woo!
We'll spare you that.
No, make them listen to the safety announcement. If we have to listen to it, they have to. Did we bring a pillow?
Why would
Useless, James.
Why would I bring a pillow? You told me not to sleep, specifically in the vlog earlier.
Yeah, but I didn't.
said you would punch me.
I didn't say I couldn't sleep.
Oh my god, those doors are thin. So yeah, literally, there's no one here. So this is quite an empty train, actually.
Get told off.
What did you say?
Did you get told off for being in that car?
No?
Seriously?
I didn't get told off.
Well, that's really cool.
Now, I'm not getting out of the car, but we have arrived in France, because there is now light outside.
Have we though?
Well, I assume so. You can just kind of see.
We've honestly just gone on a loop. We're back in the UK.
That would suck. That's not very good service. So yeah, I mean, there's some fences there. Yeah, I think that's a house. I can't really see. I'm looking through the viewfinder. Yeah, more fences. A lot of poles.
That's right. Fences are in fact French.
Yeah.
Little known fact: fences are a French invention.
You were talking out your ass.
No, seriously, fences are a French invention. Why do you think fence and French sound so similar?
Off, is that true? That is the dumbest explanation I have ever heard for anything in my life.
I mean, hey, kind of sounds like it could be true.
As you can probably tell from all the inherent beeping that is happening right now.
Beep, 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 beep.
We have actually arrived.
Beep. Beep, 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 beep. I had a long conversation with my mom while we were traveling, and she said, "So you're going to Germany?" I'm like, "Yes." She's like, "So you're going to be driving on the Autobahn?" I'm like, "Yes." She's like, "Well, you better not speed." I'm like, "You can't speed if there are no speed limits."
You have a good point.
It is a good point. Legally, it's a great point. The next few messages were filled with expletives, most of which I cannot share with you here. But yeah, she's not pleased with my choice of line of reasoning for that one. Welcome to France, car. They don't like you very much here.
Nope.
They're not a fan of stupidly overpowered Mercedes down here. Just a fun fact for you, chat. I have brought this car to France 4 times, as in cut through France 4 times. Of those 4 times in the last year and a half, I have been pulled over 4 times.
See if we can make it around 5 today.
Guess how many times I actually got a ticket or there was something wrong? 0. I get pulled over in France a lot for nothing.
Hello, France. Oh, then we have to turn around now as well.
What do you mean turn around?
Oh no, I thought we had to turn around. I was wrong.
I'm so glad you're not driving.
Yeah.
Like sortie, exit. Alright, so we're driving on the right side of the road now, which is a bit of a mind.
Yeah, don't get confused.
Is my bag back there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, getting confused is not a good idea. So the speed limits in France are a little bit weird, right? So it's one of those things where you kind of have to know what the deal is. So if you're not near a city on the highway, it's 110, I want to say. I don't know. It's something like that. It's like 110, 120. If you're near a city, it's 90. And if you're not near a city but it's raining, it is also 90.
That's really weird.
Yeah, it's maybe it's 130, which is the top end speed. I don't actually know, but whatever. We'll eventually find out when I get pulled over. We will find out when I get pulled over. How's that for? Dude, I've just realized we're driving with that Waze on, which is not wise, seeing as I have no clue where I'm going.
Did you say it's not wise to not have Waze?
It's not Waze.
Jesus Christ.
Alright, well I found a hotel matching our hotel's name.
Well, that's helpful. Is it in Germany?
It looks like the right place, and it's in Cologne. So
Okay, yeah, that's
presume-
probably why. Yeah. Now, do you want to go for Exalium or
hang on.
Sandsplom?
Your destination is in a restricted traffic zone, Umweltzone, border crossing that requires an exemption.
The
What? The I don't look at that. I don't understand. What is that?
Lord knows. Well, let's go see.
It says add exemption or drive now. I'm just gonna go with add exemption. Oh, what the is all this? Look at this. I don't know what any of this means. Okay, never mind. Let's just go with go now, and then if I get a fine, Omen by HP.
Amir is currently buying Essence, if he would get out of the way. Yeah. Essence. I assume Essence is petrol and Gazole is diesel. I don't really know. I'm very bad at language in general. Bad at English. So, you know. Look at him trying to understand. Reading the small print. Not understanding. Picking it anyway.
But yeah, so put some petrol in the car, full tank. 500 kilometers of petrol in there. And 410 kilometers to go. So I presume we will need one more fuel stop before we actually get to our l'hotel. Yeah, put some fuel in the car. I couldn't read the French fuel thing properly.
Oh yeah, I caught that on camera, don't worry.
Okay, I'm assuming sans plomb means unleaded, because plato e plomo, you know, silver or lead.
Yeah.
Lead, plomo, lead. Wrong language, I know, but quite potentially kind of more or less the same. So, yeah. kilometers away from Belgium. I may actually not get pulled over this time.
Ladies and gents, you might be in to see a record.
A piece of history being written here. The first time I've ever driven through France without being pulled over. Oh my days. What is life right now?
Hey,
I'm safe! Yes! We did it. We did it, chat. Pogs in chat for not getting pulled over.
We've got until the way. We've got the way back as well.
Yeah, unless you're on YouTube, in which case, well, I mean, get.
Yeah, if you're on YouTube, make sure you go and follow twitch.tv/Cyanide Plays Games.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, do that. Yeah. Also follow Omen by HP. Hashtag ad. Recording?
No, I just said there we go for the
I
hell
don't,
of it.
because you said, oh, go get you in focus. Oh, there we go. As in, I'm now in focus. Anyway, right. So we're about 2 to 3 kilometers away from Germany. We had a little rest break, had a bit of a pee, and got some drinks and all that. And now that we're getting into Germany, I'm gonna set the car up for Autobahn because there's a fairly specific kind of way that you do it, so it's a little bit more comfy. So you have to basically individually configure all the aspects of the car, so you can change the drive, suspension, transmission, exhaust, ESP, all that kind of crap. The important thing is the drive, which goes into race, and that's fine. The suspension needs to go into comfort because you want the car to be as pliant as possible. The transmission is in drive, which is fine. The exhaust stays in the loud mode because I'm a yob, and we make sure that the ESP is very firmly on. And now it's all set up, so we can get on with doing Autobahn stuff. So unfortunately we're having to bring the car around to Mercedes-Benz of Cologne because the entire car started shuddering a lot, and the shuddering hasn't stopped. So I reckon there's something wrong with the tires, but we're gonna have to go down there and figure out what's going on, because I don't think it's particularly safe to at least drive home like this. So I'm gonna have to go figure that out. So we're just on the way there now. Instead of going to a hotel after a 13-hour drive, we're going to Mercedes-Benz of Cologne.
Yay!
Yeah, because I think the tires just basically given up and committed just
death.
Yeah, just broke itself. It feels like one tire is like just not right, and the entire car is like.
Watch out. Vehicle stops on shoulder ahead.
That doesn't feel right. It's not the road surface, because it happened over a few different road surfaces.
Yeah, I mean, it's safe to drive on, but...
Well, it's safe to drive on slow because it's not doing anything right now. Like, I can just let go of the wheel and she's still kind of tracking true. But there's something wrong with the tire. So something broke. I'm going to go figure out what, and hopefully it's not too expensive.
Yeah, at least you guys get to see Mercedes-Benz of Cologne now. So if Mercedes wants to sponsor us as well, feel free.
Oh, man. So much for the Twitch after party as well. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. Might be able to make that. Let's go see. Let's see what time we finish up.
Yeah, I mean, that should end at, like, the Twitch after party should end at, like, 12 or so, but, like...
Yeah. Not sure if you could tell, but we have even arrived at the Mercedes dealer, due to the fact that there are Mercedes Ziz everywhere.
Service and something in here. I'm so confused. So we went over to Mercedes-Benz Cologne. Obviously, you saw that there, and they basically had a look at the car very quickly. I described the problem to them, and they told us to come back the next morning, as long as the car was safe to drive, which I felt like it was. So in the end, we basically turned around, went back to the hotel, had a bit of a chill, and then we were planning to go down in the morning. They said they'd have a look at the car and rectify the problem in the same day if they could. By and large, the evenings were pretty much downtime for everyone, James included, the man behind the camera. So they weren't really recorded as much. I also feel like it's kind of etiquette to not record in the evenings when everyone's just chilling out, having dinner, having a bite, and having a bit of a drink. So that's why you won't see a lot of that. But yeah, that was it's kind of the vibe going there. So we're just on our way to Mercedes. It's the next morning, in case you haven't realized. I went out to the Twitch party last night. It was pretty good. Unfortunately, I drove there, and so obviously no drinky pants, because I'm a good boy.
You had an orange juice, didn't you?
I did have an orange juice. I had a lot of orange juices. But yeah, so just on the way to Mercedes now, seeing if we can get something sorted out with the car. And then we'll off to Gamescom after that. But I did realize what the problem with the car is. Mum, if you're watching, I love you, but this is your fault. My mum was driving the car, and she
not while we're at Gamescom, if that.
No. She was driving the car a couple of months ago, and she hit a curb at 6 million miles an hour. And I only remembered this when I was going through the service records of the car last night. And I was looking through to see if there was anything weird, and I realized I saw on the latest service record a month ago that it says outer side front, which is the one she smacked into a curb. The rim, there's a portion of the rim that's buckled, so it's not quite right. Now, Mercedes-Benz UK were just like, well, the car drives perfectly fine at like 80, 90, even 100 miles an hour. The car's fine. There's theoretically, but we've realized that on the Autobahn, doing 100 mile an hour, car's perfectly fine. So within the UK's kind of operating range, there's no issue with the car. There's nothing to worry about. It's when we came out here and started doing quicker speeds that the balancing was an issue. So I'm gonna take the car out and we'll see what they say. Right, and if they say it's like a big issue or a big deal, then we'll get it sorted. If not, then just no high-speed Autobahn runs, unfortunately. We'll see, because if they have to replace the whole rim, that's going to be really expensive, and I'm not keen on really expensive at the minute. So yeah, we can forget about that. But yeah, it's driving fine like this, so it's not the biggest deal in the world. We'll see what happens. So they've just taken the car into one of the bays over there, and we're going to put it on a diagnostic computer and figure out what the problem is. Not that the diagnostic computer will tell them that the wheel's buckled, but oh well. I guess they have like a due process or something like that, and we'll take it from there. Let's see what happens.
We've got about 90 minutes till we need to be at Gamescom as well, or at least leaving.
Yeah, well, we have 45 minutes until we have to leave for Gamescom.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, so, oh boy.
Right, so we've just finished up at a
Mercedes, yeah. So, in addition to the rim being buckled on one side, I think as a result of that, the alignment had gone off completely, and the car was actually driving on a lot more camber than it should have, which means that the front left tire is on its cord, which is, very not good. Very, very not good. But they've sorted it temporarily, and tomorrow we come in for a new set of tires at 800 euros. But what do you expect? I mean, this is what you get for having a car like this. Like, that's kind of what you'd expect in terms of cost. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, man. Car in tomorrow morning. I'll collect it in the evening. Should be all good. Hopefully, anyway. So we'll see what happens. We'll take it out for an Autobahn run once they're done with it, and we will see what they have managed to achieve.
We are not taking a bus there.
Why not?
This is literally the car park for the convention centre. That is the definitive definition of lazy. You want to tell me quickly what we just went and did? Did we go and get the bus after all to go literally like a few hundred meters?
Yeah, because it's quicker than walking. So having a look at the Omen booth for the first time, after having seen it the year before, this year's booth was incredible. They went with a very different look for this year's booth with the white background and stuff like that. And I think personally it was like a standout. It looks so clean and futuristic. It was ridiculous because everyone else had gone for some relatively dark colors. Most of the booths are actually kind of black or dark blue or, you know, like a dark green color or something like that. Omen was just kind of standing out there going, hello, our booth is white. We're we're the beacon of, like, you know, it looked like Asgard or something like that. It was ridiculous. It was very cool. I absolutely loved it. So the first impression was pretty positive. The stage was pretty big as well, which was quite surprising. And then obviously they had the Ascension, the claw up in the corner, the top left corner, kind of standing high and proud, and it looked really like it was very odd seeing that there. But then you'd be walking around the Gamescom floor, and occasionally you just see someone hooked up to the human claw just flying around, and it was such a crowd. Like, it drew so much of a crowd. It was ridiculous. Then they obviously had a bunch of the Omen gear on the stand, which my personal favorite actually made an appearance. The Cube PC. The little square, well, not little, the massive square one. It's just such a cool looking thing. So they had one of those, which I was really pleased at seeing. They also had the new obelisks and stuff like that, and the 2XS, which is just the coolest looking thing ever. It's like the dual screen laptop, which they have. So they had those out on display, and they'd actually had stuff that I'd never seen before, which isn't actually PC hardware. It's they're like backpacks and stuff like that, like the carry bags. They do some pretty sexy carry bags, I must say. Like, I walked up to one of them and I went, hey guys, do you mind? Your boy Sai kind of wants one of these. If you could hook your boy up, you know. So just like contemplating briefly stealing one of those, but yeah. So it was very cool. It was very cool, and it was the beautiful part about the entire booth was that it was so hugely interactive. People were allowed to come and go, get hands-on with the products, and they were also allowed to basically sit down and play games on them, which is awesome. And obviously they had the opportunity to go on the human claw, so it was not like it was backed off for anyone to, you know, for only special people to go on. Pretty much anyone could go up there, which was a whole lot of fun. So I was basically, after all of that, I'm gonna go on stage with Tobias.
anybody not know what's going on with this 2v2 mode with Gunfight? Right? 2v2, so you guys versus you guys. Every 2 rounds the weapons are going to change, and they're all picked for you. It's randomly selected loadouts, but you all have them. So there's no excuse that they had a better weapon for the engagement. It's the same damn weapons the entire time, okay? The way it's going to work is, obviously, you win rounds, you want to win 6 rounds to win the match. You win the round by killing the other team. If you don't kill the other team until a flag spawns in the middle, you cap that flag. If you don't cap that flag, whatever team has the most health, okay? So keep that in mind, because you could start playing mind games and you're going to have to push onto a flag and wait for people depending on your health and how that plays out, okay? All right, guys.
So we went over to the Call of Duty Activision lounge because I was really keen to get hands on with Modern Warfare, and Tobias, bless his soul, Tabes, basically said, look, okay, I got a +1, you can come with me. So I snuck into the Activision lounge, and I got to actually play Modern Warfare pretty early as well, before any of the betas launched. It was so cool. I was so excited for it. I am so excited for it. I cannot wait for the new game to come out. Like, I'm gonna be hyping on that. I'm gonna grind that. And then obviously there was a bit of an issue. Taves was due to stream with Orb, Joel. They were going to be streaming the actual game from a creator lounge kind of thing, and one of the guys didn't show up. So, you know, very begrudgingly, taking one for the team, I subbed in for that guy and played a solid hour of it. So it was, you know, I do what I can for the people. You know, it's all for you guys, really. So yeah, so that was really awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, that was a bit of a social kind of post requirement where they said, look, we want to get some headshots of you, and they had a pretty cool location, so they chucked me in an Omen t-shirt, which, by the way, loving the rebranding. I showed it to Maya, and she was like, this is cool. It just looks so retro. It's actually pretty awesome. So retro, set against the futuristic background, which is really cool. Yeah, so we did some headshots. We did a bunch of headshots, and Seb, the photographer, he's always awesome fun to work with. So it was a bit of a laugh. Everybody had a good time. We were out by a container, and I was doing some poses because your boy be a supermodel. And yeah, we had a bit of fun with that. Am I being stupid, or is this just not centered?
I think your nipples are off center. Probably.
Have I got asymmetric
You
nipples?
must be British, man. This is such a British humor. I think your nipples are not centered. A German would never have this kind of idea for a joke. Like, whoa.
His problem is that it's not a joke.
The movement is like you're standing with the back to your wall, like you saw the other people, and imagine like you're making this move, you know, the hero move, and in the end you have a serious look if you want to.
Kind of smart.
Kind of smart would be awesome, yeah, because everybody's doing it serious shit. 3, 1, go. Well, the first one was better.
Yeah.
You had more expression.
Yeah.
This one you stayed like. They're in a different pose. I think which is kind of.
Can't wait for another sleep.
Not really. This is really my
Now we're watching Cyanide pose for Omen by
expression.
HP. I'm Tobias, and this is nature documentaries in the real life. You see him in this very unnatural habitat. Gamers are usually more safe behind a screen, but we forced him out now, and it is mating season. You can see that he is ripe.
He is wearing a clean shirt, so you know he means business.
Nice new shirt, and the women are not flocking yet, but he's started producing testosterone, and the pheromones are now going to be flowing all over there. So, Amir, have you found any suitable mating partners here yet today? No? So, gamers.
Yes, I have.
Oh, hello.
Oh,
Yes, I
yeah.
have.
This is going to turn
this
into a bit of a
sucker,
different
so-
video later, apparently.
Yeah, I'll
a
see
lot
you
of
guys later.
pheromones in there. Want to go to Mercedes Benz. I think we're like, I don't know. They didn't give us like a time to show up though, did they?
Well, ideally they said morning, and it's 12 minutes past 11 at the moment. So technically,
Oh, it's still the morning. F you. It's not.
as I was going to say, technically they didn't give us a time. Do you know that's a water park there, by the way?
Yeah. So it's walking down there. I walked up this way last night. So that's a water park. Nobody can figure out what the that is though.
I think it's a church, maybe. I don't know.
Land of the Holy Father. Okay, we don't want any of this. We want Wazay. Give me Wazay.
There was a C63S parked here yesterday when we went in.
It's still
got
up
dinner.
there. The guy lives around here.
Oh right, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, because someone made a joke like, "Oh, we're gonna get stabbed. This place looks shifty." I'm like, bro, this is like posh as f***. The guy's street parking. See, he doesn't give a shit. So clearly, it's a posh area.
I was tempted to take a photo and go up to it and grab one of the rims and take a photo of it and say, I found you a replacement, although they probably wouldn't fit. Would they fit?
Horror. I don't know. Maybe not. No idea right now. Maybe they would. Maybe they would. I don't know. Probably. Potentially. Possibly. I love looking at the reflection of the car and the...
Oh yeah.
Okay, you have some bag with a camera. Look at him. Thinks he's cool. Hey, my name is Casey Neistat. I'm so sleepy. I'm so tired.
Do you want to explain what you did last night to a light degree?
We went out for dinner, and then after dinner we all went out to an Irish pub, and then after the Irish pub we went out to Turkish like shisha bar thing.
Yeah.
And then after that, a bunch of other people went off to like a place called Flamingo, which is like a nightclub. And I went home after the shisha bar because I don't like nightclubs. So I was like, F that. F this shit, I'm out. They came home. Yeah, I don't actually know what time they got in, but I know they're awake. So, I'll see you later.
Oh, it's left-hand drive, isn't it?
Yeah, well, no.
Sorry. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah?
I'm gonna go get my cable.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, Mercedes has given us a courtesy car, which is very nice of them at very short notice. And it's a nice new B-Class with a new interior as well. So yeah, it's not half bad, it's very kind of them.
Out of 10 Mercedes Cologne. 10 out of 10. It's manual there. Just send Maya a message like, hey sweetie, I sold the car. I bought something a bit more economical.
It's better for the dogs probably. It's about...
It actually really is, yeah. It's a very weird seating position though.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'm just used to being like really low in the AMG, so.
See, this was nice with the camera.
Oh, it's got pedals. Nice.
You're gonna stick your foot down and get a lot less power than you were expecting, though.
Yeah, it is genuinely a pretty dangerous thing, though, when that happens. Right, you want to go to
Well, we want to go to Gamescom. Don't blame this on me.
Gamescom. Oh my god, what the is this? This is new. Oh, that's so nice.
It's nice and smooth.
What is? Oh, that's an S-Class. We don't have an S-Class, unfortunately.
Yeah. Can you at least switch that into English?
Well, I'd love to.
So.
Okay, I'm assuming it says Einstein. No, that's not. System. There we are. Yeah, that's English.
Oh wait. Oh no, wait.
Sprash.
That is a globe. That looks like it.
No.
I think Sprash. Try Sprash.
Sprash is.
Hey, see? Look, I was right.
Nice. English. Ah, ja, meine Gott, this is übergeil. Supergeil. Do you reckon this is just all their like loaner cars that they have?
Probably.
Oh, they could have given us a CLS, bro. God damn.
Yeah, I think it was a little optimistic of me to wish they'd.
Yeah, what
give
did you
us
say?
another-
Do you mind if they give us an AMG GTR Pro, bro?
Don't ask, don't get.
Yeah. Wow.
Or in this case, don't ask. Well, ask and don't get.
I didn't even ask. Because I just said, James, you're a moron. And I left it at that. Omen had a bunch of different sort of games that you could play. They were all things that basically tested different parts of your, let's call it a skill group when it comes to playing games. So there were some that tested your teamwork, there were some that tested your reaction time, there was some that tested your kind of strategic thinking and positioning and stuff like that. So you basically, the idea was you got an RFID band, and as you finished each of these mini games, they would scan your RFID band and give you a score for it. So your score would be put into your RFID band. Once you'd finish these few games, all of them, once you finished all of them, you would then take your band and go to a stand on the stand, Incept stand. Sorry, that was a terrible Inception joke. You'd go to a stand on the stand, and they'd scan your RFID band, and they would then 3D print for you a crystal. And it is the coolest thing ever because that crystal is like a map of your skills basically. And it shows all the different attributes and how kind of good you are in certain aspects. And so it's like a little player map of you as a gamer, I guess. So it was a very, very cool idea. I really love that. So as part of the entire Omen booth, they had something called Omen Utopia, which was basically a lounge. It was like a air-conditioned lounge with a bunch of snacks and drinks and a bunch of Omen gear just chucked in there, bean bags and all that sort of chill stuff, place for you to charge your phone and all those sorts of things. The really cool thing about this, and again, one of the things I really loved about it, was that we were kind of chilling in there, like the lot of us. We were just kind of relaxing in there, but it was also open to people who had done really well on the booth. They had basically gone through the Omen Ascension and they'd met all the points, and they'd basically then get an access pass to come to the Utopia Lounge, which was so cool because it just meant that there was like, you know, it wasn't too full, but it wasn't too empty, and by and large, most of the time when you'd walk in, there'd be someone there, and you would just chill out, lounge out in a beanbag, grab a drink, and have a chat with people, which is really cool, because everyone's just in such a good mood and just willing to have a chat, so it was really cool. It wasn't like some snobby, snooty lounge, which I really liked. It was super accessible. I mean, obviously, you had to, like, get good at games, but, you know, once you do that, it was really awesome, and we were pretty much hanging out there most of the time because of the air condition. It was so nice. It was a blessing in disguise, to be honest. It wasn't even in disguise, actually. It was just an outright blessing because it was hot. So we picked up the car from Mercedes-Benz of Cologne, everything sorted, big bill paid, cry, rip my wallet, and then it was time for me to basically head straight to the main stage from there. So I was feeling great that I had the car back, feeling terrible that my wallet was in demise, and then feeling great that I had to go on stage. Roller coaster of emotions.
I'm not even sure if you're in focus, it's so bright.
Now we're gonna jump in the car because we've got a bit of free time. I'm not on stage today. We don't have anything else to do. James has gone and recorded all the B-roll we need. So we're gonna go to Dusseldorf to a place called Classic Remise, which if you're a car person, you probably want to stay tuned because there's some pretty silly cars coming up because it's full of crazy stuff if it's open. So we'll go find out. So we had a little bit of time off and we decided to go to a place called Classic Remise in Dusseldorf. It has become a little bit of a pilgrimage for me. I go every year whenever I'm in Cologne. I have to go to Classic Remise in Dusseldorf because you just get to see the absolute most incredible cars and you get to have lunch just sat surrounded by some incredible pieces of kit. For someone like me, it was nirvana.
So we've just realised this because Waze hadn't actually told us. We assumed this was a bridge. This is actually not a bridge. This is
it not a bridge?
This is a piddly little ferry.
So what happened was we were on our way back and Waze said that there was a lot of traffic on the main motorway into Cologne. The main Autobahn into Cologne was I think 38 minutes of traffic. So it said, but we have found an additional route for you that will take like 10 minutes extra instead of 38 minutes. So it's no brainer, right? So I went, okay, yeah, sure. So I followed it into some random neighborhood in some random countryside, and we have to get across the river Rhine, and I thought it was a bridge, and we were stuck up there for like 20 minutes just wondering what has broken in front of us that's caused a traffic jam of this magnitude. And we take a right around the corner for the first time and there's no bridge, there's just water, and we've seen a car ferry go back and forth. You might just be able to see it.
Yeah, I had a shot of it at the start.
Yeah, apparently we're getting on the car ferry, which is not at all vaguely terrifying. That's
It's an hour in a 700 horsepower boat. So you've probably filmed arguably the most interesting Instagram story of Gamescom, I think, just then.
Yeah, accidentally on a ferry. I still don't know where this is going.
We're literally...
I honestly still don't know where this is going.
This is such a turn of events.
I
Oh my
legitimately
God.
have no idea where the we are. But we are on a boat and
We're in the middle of the river and we are moving. We are definitely moving.
Not terrifying at all.
Thoughts about putting your £100,000 car?
It's fine. So we saw a more expensive car come off the other way, so it's okay, ish. I just don't know where we're going. That's the problem. I don't know where we're going. And I tend to like to know where we're going.
We made it!
Now I'm on stop. Can I act like a pirate? Like I really miss the ocean and all that as well.
Yar! Shiver me timbers!
Oh, shut up, you cringe machine. Dude, wait, see, I don't know where the we are. Like, we need to figure out where the we are so we can figure out where the we're going.
I'm fairly sure that's slightly out of the parking space. Oh, yeah.
That is so cool.
Look at this. Technology. And a little bit of laziness, but technology. Anyway, we made it home eventually. made it home.
Yeah.
Bit of dinner and yeah, be it for tonight.
And we're now brought to the last and final day. I think everyone's a bit wary at this point. We're all a bit tired. It's been a long trip, but at the same time, it's really bittersweet. Like, we're really sad because we have to leave. Gamescom's always a lot of fun, and it's the last day, so everyone's got a bit of a heavy heart because you got to say goodbye to everyone. But anyway, the last and final day, we had to go on stage for a pretty short while. It was about a 30-minute kind of stage gig there. Had a bit of fun, and got to meet a bunch of fans around the booth as well. So that was always awesome. And then after that, it was a very, very chill, relaxed kind of day after that. Just kind of had a bit of a wander around Gamescom and then called it a day. Went back to the hotel and had an early night in. So I always feel pretty sad leaving Gamescom, but I also am ready to go back home to bed. So it's a little bit of both worlds, and I can't wait for next year already. But at the same time, I'm so relieved to be home. So I just started playing my Okay, you're gonna have to cut that creatively.
So it's 5 a.m. now, or I think about 5:30, and we have to go back home now because our train is at, I think, 10 to 12. So we gotta go. I am really, really tired. I don't even know if Armin's awake. I'd hope so, but yeah, let's go home.
Yeah, so we've just left. It's like 6:40 in the morning. We were supposed to leave 45 minutes ago, but I couldn't find the car keys. I had lost them, which is kind of surprising given that, the car was still in the basement. So there was only so many places it could go, and eventually I found it under the bed somehow. It was under the bed. But yeah, so just on the way to Calais now. Sunday morning, there should be no trucks on the Autobahn, and we have paid a hefty fee to fix the car. So hopefully we get a bit of speed going, and then we can get there in pretty good time. But the minute it's estimating us to be there at 10:22, we need to be there at 10:50. So we're doing pretty great on time, I think, for the minute. Are we going to start for breakfast? What do you think?
I don't know. Depends if Waze puts us over any ferries.
Oh no, I'm in the wrong. Do muffin, le man, do muffin, le man, do muffin. Do you know le man do muffin all day long? Le muffin. Whoa, I never noticed they had like decals on this.
Yeah.
Do you realize that? They have like decals on that. I actually had to stop and take a nap after the Autobahn because I was so excited that I tired myself out. So we were a bit late for the train, but HP honestly coming in clutch. They bought us like this is the equivalent of like business class. So they bought us a Flexi Plus ticket, which means we could get on whatever train we wanted. So we turned up like an hour late, I think it was.
Yeah, basically.
About an hour late. But it was all's well that ends well. Yeah, that was pretty much it. So we're just gonna jump off the train. We'll do a couple of 100 miles, stop for some fuel and a bit of food, and then straight back home. Nothing else to it really. So hopefully we'll be home in the next kind of 5 hours. I want to make it home by 6 p.m. I'd like to make it home by 6 p.m. So
yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah. was attractive.
That was super attractive.
Well, we're at a petrol station now. We're halfway to home. We are more than halfway to home. As in, we're halfway through the UK portion of our drive. So we have like a fourth of the drive left, I think, or a quarter. So yeah, a quarter or a quarter and a fourth are the same thing.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Math. I know fractions. Yeah. So just gonna fuel the car up now. Second fuel stop, and away we go. I'm very disappointed at the UK's motorways after driving on the autobahn. Purely because there were so many stretches, I sat there thinking to myself, this would be perfect if it was de-restricted, and it wasn't. And I like my driving license, so I didn't speed because speeding's bad. Right, I want to go fuel the car up.
Yep.
James is gonna go do B-roll stuff. Look, you'll get.
Oh man, I can get so much B-roll of you filling up the car.
Well, why don't you take B-roll of like the McDonald's cups and there you are.
shit,
Take
yeah.
B-roll. Do cup. I don't know. Whatever. Can you figure it out?
Here we see Amir, in his natural habitat, the petrol station, spending copious amounts of money on Shell V-Power performance fuel. Oh, look at that. You can see just the life leave his eyes as the money just stacks up on the machine. Oh, what beauty. What absolute beauty. There he goes. Off into Shell, his natural habitat. Goodbye, my sweet prince. Goodbye.
Right, so we are now just back in Exeter at 5 p.m. So definitely made the 6 p.m. prediction, 10 out of 10. But yeah, so it's pretty much a close here. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, like, you know, a little bit of a sneak peek into like the background and what actually goes on with getting to Gamescom and all that sort of stuff. It could have been a little bit more in depth, but you know, the crazy amount of like time restriction that we have, given that we're basically always doing stuff, made it pretty difficult to get kind of, you know, pieces to camera, what with how, you know, what's the word I'm looking for?
How busy and how loud it is at Gamescom.
Yeah, how loud it is at Gamescom. Sorry, my brain's a bit fried. I've been driving for like 13 hours. But yeah, so it's... I hope that we managed to properly capture it. And again, obviously, massive thank you to Omen for making it possible for us to do all of this cool sort of stuff. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, you know, hopefully there'll be more of this sort of stuff in the future. I really enjoy doing it, especially when I'm not as tired as I was at Gamescom. But, you know, by and large, really good, fun stuff to do. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the stream sometime, probably.